Hello, so now we're really trying a new style here. Just arrived, well, not just arrived, I arrived in Valencia earlier today. Really not sure what you can see here. And this is one of those videos, one of those days where the ENFP Reboot, the challenge of having to do something every day, is really being tested. I was up early today, woke up in Madrid. It's now about 11 at night in Valencia, and I've been out all day biking on my feet in the sun. I do not want to film a video. Don't worry, we're gonna make it good anyway. But it's a must, and I've got to, because I'm also committed to not having my phone on in the morning, which means I can't film something in the morning. So here we are. Now, quick topic for today, very quick, which is the concept of the mental immune system, or the mind virus. This is something I heard an author talking about on a podcast a while ago. Honestly, I can't remember who they were, what the book was called, but I remember they used this concept of the mental immune system. And basically it was that your mind has an immune system for bad ideas. And once you let one bad idea into it, there's a chance to get many of them. And this is why you have things like maybe a new mom gets into organic baby food because they're worried about the health of their children, which totally makes sense. Then this leads them to a Facebook group or Instagram page, and then the organic food people, they kind of are like on the border with the there's fluoride in the water people. And then they're on the borderline with the I don't know, whatever else, right? And you go down this rabbit hole, and the next thing you know, they're talking about chemtrails. And yeah, and I've seen this happen to people I know personally that they took a certain stand or a certain belief because it works for them, whether it's a healthy, organic, yoga-based lifestyle, or not wanting to take the COVID vaccine because they just didn't like being told what to do. All of which are fair decisions, in my opinion, personally. And then when they went down that decision tree, though, then they just, I don't know what they started to believe. Like, they go down the complete deep end of things, because once you believe something that you're told by a majority of people is wrong, whether or not it is wrong, and I think in recent years we have seen a lot of things that were labeled as wrong and misinformation become proven very true, or at the very least become now the mainstream narrative. So whether or not the thing was initially true, so for example, I'm sure this is going to lead to all kinds of labeling, but there was a certain thing that we were all told to do in 2021 that had very little issues or side effects. It's now come out that maybe there were quite a few side effects and issues, and maybe large pharmaceutical companies lied to people, which is weird because, before, everyone always trusted pharmaceutical companies, and why would they ever lie, right? So the people who went against that, because just their gut instinct, and I actually found that friends who were from lower trust countries that have sketchier governments historically, governments that have been dishonest in the past, they were like, nope, not doing it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not trusting the government just because. Whereas people in Canada were like, whatever the government says, we will do. That's my point. My point is not to get into a whole debate and ruin the comment section on this channel. My point is that people who were in countries where everyone was doing what the government told them to do, and they decided not to do what the government told them to do, ended up finding other people who would support their belief system. And it turns out quite a few of those people also believe a lot of crazy other things. And the people who originally just had one belief around something medical, like I don't want to experiment with something, are now right off the deep end. Like the lizard people are running the government, and the dark shaman lords are going to come down and resurrect Jesus and save us using the power of the UFO. And more relevant for most of you, I think, is I think this happens a lot in the New Age world, in the personal development world. So what starts with taking your health more seriously, realizing that maybe some mainstream pharmaceuticals and diet advice are not the best, which is very true in most cases, that then leads to going down a rabbit hole of full-blown, like, I don't take any medicine, I only use healing crystals and howl at the moon every 2 weeks, and that is how I stay healthy. And the truth is that there's probably some validity to a lot of these beliefs, and a lot of kookiness to a lot of mainstream beliefs, and a lot of not mainstream beliefs. But what I've noticed can happen is when you go against the mainstream, which I'm very okay with doing, you open up a risk of, in order to go against the mainstream the first time, you need to believe that the mainstream lies, people lie, and that there's no way to get to the truth except what some guy on the internet says on a blog. And then once you believe that, it's very hard to accurately filter out the good ideas and the bad ideas. And so, like, this concept of the mental immune system is basically like, once you let in a few bad ideas, it gets very hard to detect other bad ideas. And I've just seen this play out with so many people, and perhaps maybe there's someone you know who's went through this, where, like, you've just seen their sense of logic and judgment get eroded after one or two sort of bad ideas, and then, you know, kind of goes down the deep end. Kind of debated putting this concept out in this video out because, like I said, I mean, I'm speaking lightheartedly, and those of you who know me, my aunt sells healing crystals. This is her business. I'm not throwing out any judgment or hate anywhere, but I do have to, of course, talk lightheartedly and make some jokes because that's what I do. But yeah, it's something to think about. And what I try and do on this channel and with my coaching is find a good line between open-mindedness, scientific consensus, my own logic, my own experience, my own reasoning, and try to put everything together and try to be able to have faith in a concept and understand something that might be more feeling or spiritual based, but also perhaps understand some of the logic or biological causes for why it is so as well. And yeah, that's it. This is day 24 of the ENFP Reboot. I'm excited to be back in Valencia, playing some beach volleyball. Going to be writing first thing in the morning, and I will see you tomorrow.